waiting up in the bush to get the trail camera memory card swapped out. July 2nd. Hopefully there's some good pictures on here for you. I'll give you some pictures when we get them clear.
This is Grizzly Country Outdoors.
I am going to call today the beginning of my 2025 hunting season. I bought myself some of these Tasco cameras. These are great little cameras. They're branded as Primos, but they're a Tasco camera. Let's just burn through a quick review here of my trail cams and the way I go about them. So I've got 3 different kinds of cameras: Stealth Cam, Tasco, and Covert. The Tasco and Covert cameras, I buy these, it's actually a breaker box, and I modify them to fit. And they work for either the Covert or the Tasco cameras. You can see here, that box is cut for a Covert, this one's for a Tasco. And then the Stealth Cam, you could, well, at the time I bought these, you could buy these boxes. I got 6 old Bushnells. Those 4 Bushnells are friggin' 25 years old or something, and they still work great. These other 2 are newer Bushnells, and they're not as reliable. Those 4, I may put them out. Went through every camera this morning, set the right date, time, video. I got every camera set to video format. And I record which style of battery I'm using, because I have Kirkland batteries from Costco in some of them, and then in others I have Energizer. I used to always, for several years, I was using those Great Value batteries from Walmart. I went down there yesterday to buy some. The bloody things were actually more expensive than the Energizer. I was flabbergasted. So I bought the Energizer. And at the same time, I have on order a bulk thing of AC Velcro batteries. And the only reason I ordered them, they were the cheapest kind of value I could get. So when I go out, got a little saw, a cheap saw that I bought at the dollar store for nipping off limbs. A knife, that's to kill myself after a bear attacks me. Little hatchet for knocking off limbs. This pouch, I carry a little bottle of oil. I'll put a dab of oil into the locks. There's my locks. All my locks are the same key code, master lock. So yeah, I put a dab of oil in there every now and then. I've got extra memory cards for when I swap these out. My pouch for carrying everything. Fairly obvious need. The key, screws for mounting. I always use a number 10 Robertson. I cut these wedges. So these wedges, the purpose of them, I'll put them out on the tree like so, and then when I screw the metal box onto the tree, it angles it down. Now I always set them up, as high as I can reach. 7-8 feet up, something like that. And that wedge, the whole purpose of it is to angle the camera down into the right, the right angle for capturing the animal when he cruises up. So I got a bucket of them, a whole bunch more spare locks. Alright, let's start our video off, and we're going to begin with some beautiful wildflowers. You got to appreciate nature and the beauty of nature. This little white flower here, almost like a baby's breath. They're a tiny little flower. It's a low bush type of red berry. I'm no expert on these. I don't really know the names of them. I only know they're pretty. Lovely little yellow flower there. I love the crescent shape cluster of these little white flowers. Really caught my eye.
more of those little red berries. And now I believe this is the most beautiful wildflower there is, the tiger lily. I absolutely love these flowers. They grow in profusion in the area where I'm hunting in July. Next great Alberta wildflower, the Indian paintbrush. Such a beautiful flower. They come in such a wide variety of colors. And then, of course, to conclude, these flowers, the symbol of Alberta, the wild rose. Beautiful, beautiful flower. Well, let's get on to some actual videos of animals. There's some sandhill cranes wandering through one of the areas where I had a camera. I didn't leave this camera here, folks. I actually moved it because it's too windy in this spot. Wind's just constantly blowing. I had to sift through like about 600 pictures on this, and I got about 5 pictures of animals, 600 pictures of grass and shrubs blowing. But I did manage to get these sandhill cranes. And then here we're on to the next camera. Nice black bear. A couple of big black bears wandering around in my hunting area. That one's a real dandy. Nice bull elk. Be nice to run into him in the fall. Or one of his brothers. Now this is Elk Central. This particular camera, this area where I have this camera, every summer from June on through into September, the elk are in here feeding all the time. Which means in crossbow season, I'm going to be out there. Love to put an arrow through one of these guys. May 21. This is May 19. Couple elk spooked by something there. Maybe this guy? I wasn't paying attention to the date. But this guy would definitely not make the elk very happy. Big black bear again. This guy's got that particular bear had a lighter colored muzzle. There's another big black bear you'll see in one of my videos with quite a dark muzzle. Here's a nice buck walking through, followed by his traveling partner. May 30. And then a couple of nice bull moose here. Browsing away right in front of the camera. Very nice of them. Drop time buck. I copied this video and slowed it down here so you can get a little better look at. You can see on the right antler that drop tine that's forming there. It's going to be interesting to see over the course of the summer what this deer develops into. He might become a pretty nice whitetail. Next four are all of the same deer, just standing right in front of the camera. May 6. This guy's got a pretty nice shape to his antlers for that early. That fellow right there might become a pretty big buck. Who knows, this might be the drop time buck just a little bit earlier on, right before his antler got spread out, before the beam really started growing. Might be the very same deer. Just browsing away. Well, the next series of videos really pissed me off, and you'll see why. Friggin' wolves. I can't stand wolves. Trust me, if I was to have the opportunity and this pack come by, I would shoot and kill every single one of them and not think twice. These wolves are over a couple of days, 3-day period actually, 11th, 12th, 13th of June. They're hunting hard in this spot. And inevitably, what do you expect you're going to find with a pack of wolves? They're spending 3 days in one spot. Here is one of the bastards now. He's got the leg of some animal. Now I can't tell. That was a little too quick to tell what he's carrying, so I slowed it down here. You see what you think. Might be the hind leg of a deer. Might be a yearling moose, I'm not sure. It being in the dark, the color is, you can't really determine the color of that. Well, here's a nice looking whitetail again. 11th of June. This is a nice trail down in this piece of bush that I found. Fox. Well, here comes a pretty frickin' nice looking critter. Look at this cougar. That's a big cat right there. But followed up by this, we have the Grizzly King, the resident bear that I keep wandering around my country hoping I don't run into this guy one day. Look at that friggin' bear. Another new camera. Here's a cow and calf moose trotting through. Little whitetail buck. A couple of videos of this little guy here. Browsing away, mooching along. So here comes our drop tine buck again, trotting through. And again, I slow it down so you can get a little bit better look at this, the drop tine that's forming on his right antler beam. Yeah, it's a deer that I'm going to be really interested to follow his progress through the summer into the fall, see what he becomes. You can see there it's June 25. His antlers are already outside of his ears. It's a nice whitetail, again on a different camera. This is one of the Tasco cameras here. You can see by the little label on the cameras anyway what they are. It might say Primos. It's not. It's a Tasco camera. Eight megapixel, these little cameras. They do a good job. Dollar for dollar, they might be one of the best cameras you can get. Here's a big black bear. This very same bear turns and comes back right in front of the camera. This time, and you'll see this bear's got a real dark face. Big lad. June 5, no doubt he's out looking for a lady. There's a freaking another one of them wolves, and that's a big wolf. That looked to me like that might be the alpha male. Whitetail buck trotting through. No doubt worried about that wolf that just went by. This is a different camera, but here it is, that same deer going by, and I slowed it down, get a little bit better look at his antler. Nice looking buck. Next, Canadian lynx. Another new camera, and again, this is one of the Tascos. A couple of whitetails travel along. A smaller buck along with a little bigger guy. You know how it is, the bucks travel together during the summer. Here's a neat video. There's a cow moose followed by a bull. They might be yearling moose that are still traveling together. Now here's another bull, a lop-eared, lop-horned. That right antler really tips down there. Neat looking moose. Here's a nice wide whitetail. June 23. Pine marten. Mooching along on this log here. Neat looking little animal. Now here you go, here's a stupid owl. He perched on the branch directly in front of this camera. Here he turns briefly and looks at right at the camera. Fox trotting through. Nice bull elk coming up here. June 30. That's a legal bull right there, mister. Followed up by bull moose. Nice looking bull moose. And we'll conclude our video here. So we'll see you down the trail. About a month I'll be out getting these memory cards out again. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Over and out.